Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today is something a little different. I mentioned it in yesterday's video, if you guys caught that I would just be doing like an investment guide, a FIFA Ultimate Team investment guide, just the very basics, because I feel like a lot of people kind of just jump into it, and you know, through nobody's fault, because I did this exact same thing. People just jump into it and they expect people to know certain things, certain ways the market works, and I just want to lay out some basics. Now, I want to make the point first and foremost that just because of the basic rules doesn't mean every single thing follows this all the time. There are unexpected things happen all the time. Otherwise, everybody would be a millionaire, right? It'd be way too easy. So sometimes you gotta make crazy predictions, or you've gotta, get lucky, or you've gotta, take a risk, and hopefully it pays off. Things like that. So I'm just going to jump into it, and the first thing we're going to discuss is what is investing. So investing, basically, just talking not Ultimate Team for a second, investment basically is buying low, as you see on the beginning part of this graph, right, and then selling when it's higher than what you bought it for. Now, that doesn't have to be its highest point. You can sell whenever you're happy with the profit you're making. But the basic idea is you buy something low and you sell it high, and it usually involves some sort of significant time frame, whether that's a day or a couple of days or a week or a month. It's going to be some sort of time. You're not going to buy it and then flip it. That's not investing. That's just trading. So it obviously involves you having to predict the market. So as you can see in the graph here, right, you're very, very low, and you get that steep spike, and you kind of level out. You go up and down, you go up and down, another steep spike, level out, another one, and then you kind of level out while rising a little bit towards the end of the graph there. So you need to kind of know things about the market to kind of predict what this graph will do, right? And foot cards look the same way. I've shown you the graphs on Futbin and whatever, and they look very similar. Well, obviously they're more trending down. This is trending up, but just as an example. So through those valleys, you want to buy cards when they're low. You want to buy cards here at the beginning. You want to buy cards in this next trough. You want to buy cards here in this next trough, and then towards the end when they're low and you know they'll go up. So I wanted to show an example. So I want to talk about snow shovels for a second. So let's say you live in an area where you don't get a ton of snow, but you've studied the weather and you think this year is going to be a little different, and whatever makes a lot of snowfall, it's going to be happening in your area. You think that there's going to be a big cold front coming through and a lot of precipitation, and snow is going to fall in your area. But because it doesn't usually, nobody has a snow shovel. So what you do, because you've predicted this and you think this is what's going to happen, you go out and you buy, let's say, 100 snow shovels, right? So then, in a month, when the snow comes, let's say you buy 100 snow shovels for, just to make it easy, $1 each. When the snow comes, everybody needs a snow shovel, and you've got snow shovels. Now, you bought them for $1. You can sell them on to people for $5 or $10 or whatever they decide they want to pay for it. If nobody has it, then there's going to be a high demand because there's snow on the ground and they need to shovel it, right? So let's say you buy them all for $1, you sell them all for $10. You just made... you spent $100 and then you just made $1,000 back. It's $900 profit, and that's the idea. You want to know what's going to happen with a card on Ultimate Team, like you knew what was going to happen with these snow shovels because it was going to snow. Everybody wanted the shovels because a card goes down and you buy it, then all of a sudden the card's desirable, then it goes up again. So that's just the basic idea behind investing. So now we're going to look at just FIFA investing. Obviously, if you've played any FIFA at all, you know the cards represent players in the game. So you put cards in your team. They're just a visual representation of the players that you can have on the field. Now, there's a bunch of reasons for price movements. And basically, like basic economics, they all revolve around supply and demand. Now, basically, no other factors involved. When supply is high and demand is low, prices go down. When supply is low and demand is high, prices go up. And then you have the whole currency, right? So FIFA coins, I didn't put this on the slide, I should have, but FIFA coins are your currency, and now when people get more coins, prices go up because prices are inflated. People have more to spend, so they're willing to spend more on a card. So basically, basic economic principles like that. If you're not familiar with it, I would recommend Khan Academy. Just look at a couple economics videos. He's great. And I know it's like, oh, I don't want to do homework, right? Isn't he for homework? No. In this case, that understanding of economics will really help if you're interested in investing in FIFA cards. So check them out. If I remember, I'll try and put the link in the description to a good video. So basically, like I said, they all revolve around supply and demand. Now, the quality of the player can influence the supply and demand. So a high quality player like Ronaldo, as you see here, is going to be packed less, right? Because he's really high rated. EA don't want a lot of him on the market, so there's going to be less of him. So because there's less, and because he's a very good player, there's generally a higher demand. He is going to be a very high price, and I think right now he's approaching 2 million coins. Right? Now, demand does get a little weird because demand is only encompasses people who want the card and can pay for the card. And not everybody can pay 2 million coins. So that's just something to think about with some cards. So obviously, quality of the card influences price. The better the card, generally, the more you'll have to pay for it. And again, rarity of the card. The less of the card on the market, the less of the supply, the more the price goes up because, you know, people want it and there's not a lot of it. Now, SBCs are just a huge topic in terms of FIFA investing. SBCs have totally changed the market the last couple of years. People will pay crazy amounts of money for just cards that would normally be totally worthless. Maybe 200 coins on the market you can get these cards for. Then an SBC comes out and all of a sudden they're going for 10k. Like the Australian marquee matchups, if you guys caught that a week ago, there were teams from, what was it, Melbourne Victory and Melbourne City that you could have bought an hour before the SBC came out for 200 to 500 coins, no problem at all. Then all of a sudden it comes out and you couldn't even get one for 10k sometimes. They were extinct on the market, the whole team, for certain points during that week. SBCs can really influence the market and can really bump prices up. 84 and 83 rated players are generally kind of valuable because EA will come out with Team of the Week SBCs where you can get a guaranteed Team of the Week card if you put in 83 and 84 rated players. That could be something that happens soon and bumps up the prices of certain cards. So the basic idea is SBCs impact the market in an incredibly dynamic way. So if you can predict what SBCs are coming, you have a huge advantage because you can invest in these cards, buy these cards when they're really low at this 200 to 500 to even 1,000 coin price. All of a sudden the SBC comes out and they rocket up in price and you make thousands of coins per card, and then that's how you're investing. That's how you're making good money. And obviously I just put this here, same rules apply. The same rules apply in FIFA that they do in basic investing. The example with the snow shovels is exactly the same as how it works in FIFA. You want to buy low when there's no demand, when there's nobody even looking at what you're looking at. You buy low, and all of a sudden when everybody wants it, you sell it on for a high price. So just give me 1 second here. Gotta pause the recording, and then we'll get into gold card investing. Alright guys, so what I want to talk about now is gold card investing. So the important thing to remember about gold cards is that they go down over time. Generally, they're most expensive in the beginning of the game, kind of those first few weeks, and right about now is the time where they start going down. And actually, as you've seen with the Scream team, they've gone down like crazy. This kind of drop did not happen last year. There was a little dip, but this has been a crazy market drop, particularly for gold cards. I mean, gold cards were losing regularly, like a quarter to a third of their value. It was crazy. And that brings me to my point of big drops at special events. So Ultimate Screen, clearly, special event, clearly there was a drop. Black Friday, every single year, around Black Friday time. It isn't necessarily on Black Friday. Sometimes the crash before the crash is the biggest crash. So like earlier in Black Friday week, cards will start to crash down in price. Foot miss, obviously a ton of packs are open and cards drop, and that's the key. Team of the year as well, when packs are open, cards drop. When the supply just gets hugely inflated, prices go down. When there's 100, let's say, Mkhitaryan's on the market, obviously he's going to be more expensive when there's 10,000 Mkhitaryan's on the market, right? If there's more of the supply, people can bid less on the cards and will get them for a less price. I want to talk about Team of the Week gold card investing. Now, when a card gets a Team of the Week, let's say Gabriel Jesus from this Team of the Week, right? Gabriel Jesus got an inform. He's out of packs this entire week, and we're about halfway through that period of time. And as I said, when supply goes up, price goes down, and similarly, when supply goes down, price goes up. There's less of him on the market. People want him still. The demand is the same, maybe even a little more. So people will pay more to get his price or to get his card because the supply is down. Now, people have this works the first 3 to 4 weeks of the game. Now we're on Team of the Week 5. This isn't working anymore. So people are buying these cards, but so Team of the Week gets announced on Wednesday, right? And Foothead, I think, comes out with their Team of the Week predictions on Monday. And obviously everybody can see, like, oh, they had a good game, whatever. Gabriel Jesus, I think, had 2 goals and an assist. Could be wrong on that, but that's my thought. So people thought he was going to get an inform. People were predicting that he'd get an inform. So he got bought up, and I think, I could be a little off on these numbers, but I think he was going for around 55K at the time. Man City played that game and won like 7-0. He had that great game. He started going up. Foothead Team of the Week predictions came out. He was in it, started going up again, and he was like 70K by the time the Team of the Week got announced on Wednesday morning, or Wednesday morning for me, Wednesday afternoon for UK folks. He was like 70K, and then he went up even a little bit more to like 70-something K. Now, I don't even know what he is now, but he's like way down again. He's like 55 to 60K, kind of where he was again, because everybody sold him. Everybody bought him up, and then tried to sell him all at the same time, after he got his Team of the Week, because everybody over-invested in this gold card investing. So, again, the specifics might be off on that Gabriel Jesus, but that trend is right, and that trend happens for a lot of cards. The only cards that are going to work with traditional Team of the Week impact, like I was talking about, where the card comes out of packs and there's not enough supply and the price goes up, are cards like over 90s, right? Like maybe Lewandowski, he might be 89, but maybe Lewandowski, Ronaldo, Messi, Neuer, people like that don't get packed a ton and there's not a lot of already. People like Gabriel Jesus, he's 81 rated, isn't he? And so he's going to get packed all the time. So there's too many of them for that to work. If you want to do the Team of the Week gold card investing, do it that way. Buy that Gabriel Jesus when he's 55K or whatever, right after he has a good game. The hype kind of builds around him, and sell him just before the Team of the Week announcement comes out or just after. People will be buying them up like crazy, and you'll be able to sell for a really high price. So that's my recommendation there. And obviously SBC impact on gold cards is huge. Gold cards can be required for SBCs, especially these high-rated gold cards. Like Glick, I think it was going for like 6K or something ridiculous. He's like 85 rated, and now he's going for like over 20, something like that. I mean, the price increase is huge because he was needed for all those legend SBCs where you need the high-rated teams. So I don't want this video to get too long, so I'm gonna just kind of hit the highlights here with this Team of the Week and special card investing. First and foremost, it's unpredictable, especially like with Scream. Like, nobody really knew what to see, especially because it was the first time last year. Nobody knows what people learned from last year, if it's going to be the same, if it's going to be different, etc., etc. Obviously, special cards are super expensive in the first few hours to a day of them coming out. So it's important. Do not buy on the first day they're out. Don't buy on Wednesdays. Never buy on Wednesdays. The current Team of the Week anyway, the one that just came out. They do fall in price during rewards, so this year we have FUT Champs and Squad Battles rewards. So generally they'll fall as soon as they come out. It's a good time to snipe them because a lot of people are packing them but then they'll kind of rise back up afterwards, after rewards, because everybody has more coins, so they can pay more for those special cards. They're saving up for that, you know, Inform Mertens that's there, and they needed the 50,000 coins they get from the rewards, and now they can go out and buy them. So more people are buying, so the price goes up. They fall with supply at the week's end because, you know, as the supply goes up, we've talked about, the card price goes down. So generally speaking, they're kind of at their cheapest generally Monday and Tuesday because there's more of them on the markets. And obviously they'll go up when they're out of packs. Generally, again, this is all general rules. This won't always happen. This won't happen with every card. This won't happen with every team of the week. But generally, when they're out of packs, there's no more supply on the market. You're not going to pack that card ever again, you know, unless there's a team of the week SBC, and that kind of changes things. But when they're out of packs, they're out of packs, and the supply will go down. So, well, it'll actually stay the same unless people start discarding them. So, therefore, price will go up. Discard investments are huge. Players like in this picture, somebody like, who's a good example? Danilo Pereira was going for very, very cheap, and he's an 85 rated inform. He would have been a great pickup for anything under like 15K. Aranguiz is an even better example of a discard investment. He was going for under 12K, maybe even under 11K. And what I mean by discard investment is that if you quick sell the player, you get back like 10K. So if you can get Aranguiz for anywhere between like 10 and 11K, or a card like him in the current team of the week, that's good because Aranguiz is in the first team of the week. By the time we get to team of the week 12, 13, 14, 15, even now, he's up over 20K. And you could have gotten, if you said, hey, I'm going to buy 3 Aranguizes, you could make 20 or 10 plus K on every single one of them a couple of weeks later. So discard investments are definitely something to think about. Now we're going to get into one-to-watch investments in a second, but again, I got to pause my recording, sorry. I'll be back with you in just a second. Alright, so one-to-watch investing. Now I've talked about this a little bit in some of my other videos, but I just want to get kind of in-depth about it. So let's talk about one-to-watch basics. Again, you can see the current one-to-watch for FIFA 18 team right there in the picture there. A lot of good players, and they all are players that made moves to another team in the summer. So over the summer, they were transferred to another team. Kyle Walker came from Spurs to go to City. Bonucci went from Juventus to Milan, etc., etc. Now, these cards are special because if, let's say, Kyle Walker ever gets an inform, his price will shoot up because his rating will go up. So Kyle Walker is what, 82, I think, rated, or 83 rated. I can't see the picture, sorry. 83 rated player. If he gets an inform, he's going to get an 84, 85 rated card, and he's going to go up all his card stats, so therefore his value will go up. Now, because they have the potential to actually increase their quality as a card, there are price fluctuations based on their games. Their games contribute to EA selecting them in the team of the week if they perform well, so people kind of hope that they perform well, so they buy him up just before the game, just in case he scores a goal or gets a really nice couple of assists, or, you know, Ederson, the goalkeeper, saves 2 penalties in a game and gets a team of the week card, right? So people are banking on them having a good game, so before the game they get bought up. Now, after the game, if they don't have a good game, this is when you want to buy. So you want to sell into the game, right? When the hype is the highest and everybody's like, oh, I think he could do well, that's when you want to sell. When you want to buy is right after a bad game. Let's say Lacazette, right, has a game where he doesn't score any goals, is totally absent offensively, and then at the end of the game gets a red card for a slide tackle from behind, right? He had a terrible game. His rating is like under 6 for his match rating, and he was just terrible. Now you go in, Lacazette will start getting panic sold by all these people that are like, oh wow, he had a bad game, I'm going to sell him, I just want my coins back, this was a bad investment. You buy at that time. You buy that Lacazette when he's 100,000 coins under what he was going for 2 hours ago. And then when he goes into his next game, everybody will have forgotten about that bad game, and they'll say, oh, Arsenal are playing playing, I don't know, Everton, who suck nowadays. And I can say that because I support them. But they just played now, and Arsenal won 6-2 or something like that. Anyway, now they're playing Everton. I think Lacazette could score 3 goals. Now I'm going to go buy him up again. I'm going to buy him up, and everybody starts buying, and then during the game, all of a sudden, he's 150,000 coins more than you paid for him a week ago. So now you're making 100,000 coins on this Lacazette because you bought after a bad game and you're selling before a favorable one. So that's the basics with one to watch. That's kind of how I work them. I got a little bit screwed on a Yarmolenko. I bought him for like 170. He's down at like 140 now. So I'm hoping before Dortmund's game against a like lower tier team in the Deutsche Pokal, the German Cup, I'm hoping he goes up because people will think that he can get a bunch of goals in that game. He didn't start on the weekend actually as well, so that didn't help. But anyway, so I want to talk one last thing, final point of the video, real-time buying and selling for one to watch cards. Let's say you don't sell your Mbappe before PSG's game. You think PSG are playing, I don't even know who is a bad team in France, Toulouse or something, let's say, and you think Mbappe can just tear Toulouse's defenders apart. You hang on to him. You don't sell in the hype before the game. You hang on to Mbappe. You know he's starting. You hang on to that card, and Mbappe scores in the first minute of the game. Now, his price will go nuts. Let's say he's selling at, I think he's selling at something crazy like 800K. He'll go over $1 million. People will be like, oh my god, I need to, well, he might not go over $1 million. I'm getting a little excited. He'll go over like 850, right? But you're like, oh no, he's having a great game. I think he can score another. He scores another. His price goes up again. Now he's over 900. He scores again. His price keeps going up, right? So you can decide to sell whenever you want. If you can keep a one to watch card if you think that they're going to have a good game. Right? And then you sell them when they do something good, when they score a goal, when they get an assist. Their price will skyrocket, and then you sell off into the hype of everybody else buying them in hopes that they get a Team of the Week card. You know, alternatively, you could hold them and say, hey, I think he's going to get a Team of the Week card. The danger with that is, look at Gylfi Sigurdsson. Gylfi Sigurdsson had a great game. He was selling for over 100K, his base card. He got that Inform Hero card. He dropped to like 80K, even though his card was a better card than what was getting traded at 100K. That's because the hype is more than the actuality in that case. So like you should sell into the hype if you even if you think that Mbappe is going to get a inform for his hat trick. Sell into the hype, you'll make more money. I can almost guarantee that. So that's one to watch basics, and then we covered pretty much everything else. So if you guys have any questions on investing, any questions on trading in general, I'm happy to make another video. I'm happy to reply to comments. I really love the interaction with people. I'm starting to get people asking me in my opinion, and it's really, really awesome. I really appreciate that. I appreciate the support on the channel. And if you guys have made it to the end of this video, please drop a like. Worked hard trying to put this presentation together and get this out for you guys. So I really hope you enjoy it. I really hope it helps. And if you can throw a like or subscribe and you're enjoying the content, please do that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.